Reverend Blaze, Dr. Al Hadid, Mr. Matthew Walker Jr. from the Civil Rights Movement, and others got together, and we started just kind of, discussing what can we do here in Nashville at this time. And so we had a series of meetings and, long discussions, and the NBCC was formed with the goal of to educate our community, but also to sort of act as a catalyst to help those who need help, to make this country more democratic. So issues that our community is in dire need of help in.
When you mentioned the book, and I think you indicated 10 items that that the group considered to be important, that African American, that people ought to be concerned about, that had brought all of you together. Now, what would you consider to be? Let's talk about some of those issues. Let's look at what might be considered to be the #1 issue during this first segment that you felt that you had to deal with. What's the major issue that individuals ought to be involved in at this time?
Well, there are several major ones, I would say, but I think at the top would have to be our moral compass.
Okay.
Our values as a people in America, as a black people, because I understand that there are actually two Americas. And so we represent black America, and economics is a major player, of course, in this capitalist system, but then so is voting, and so we do have a conference that we're planning. I guess we're going to discuss that further in the program, but economics right now, we are hurting tremendously.
Much more than that. When I think what you're saying here too is that when we say that Africans have a 9%, I mean the American people have a 9% unemployment, we're not touching the people that your coalition is concerned about, which might go up to 16 or 19%. Okay, and of course what we'll do when we come back after this first commercial break, which will come up in the next 10 or 12 seconds, then we'll pick up on that. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. We're talking to Mr. Caine.